Hello YouTube. I want to give you an update on the property and the land clearing. We are almost done. We got one more day to finish up house pads, but I figured I'd give you a little tour of what the place looks like. About 4 days of land clearing and way more money and material than what I had hoped, but it's coming along. So first step, there's the drive facing the road. Much less trees. So we'll just kind of pan in and I'll take you up the drive. It's nice to be able to actually drive into the property instead of dodging my way through the woods and trees. So as we come up the drive here, it's going to wind back to the back of the property where the shop is going to be. In order to make space for the house, we had to push the shop back a little bit. These kind of things will happen. It's so hard to get an idea of the actual usable space until you start clearing things out. But now that we have, we think we have a good arrangement. So what you're seeing there in front of me is the house pad. And it's pushed back a little further than we like, and I'll show you why. First off, see, we've got the roads built up here, and there's a reason for that. Step down here. I want you to look at this ground here and that standing water. This type of ground is what was our biggest challenge, is that the ground was so wet and has soaked up so much shale to get it to where it is. So be prepared to bring in more material than you think you need on your project. Be prepared to spend more than you think. Whatever your land clearing budget is, double it. Because I think that's going to be about where I'm at when this is all said and done. So you can see here, try to get this in frame. That stake, that's the front corner of where the house is going to be. We got the start of a house pad here. The company using for land clearing, the guy's going to come back one day next week to finish all this out, to finish the pad for the house and the shop, and to bring in even more material. So right there will be a house there. And continuing on the drive, get up back on here, pull in, and then we have a side entry 3-car garage here with a driveway going to it. And then I'll just lead you back on the path. So back here is where the shop is. It's going to be maybe 100 foot or so from the house. So we've seen here the road kind of flares out a bit, way more than I originally wanted, but that's okay. And then right here is where the shop starts. You can see that front stake, that's where the pad's gonna start. And they've already got a lot of the material out there and kind of leveled and cleared, and they'll just build it up and grade it and do all those things. But that is where the shop is gonna be. Be a 30 by 50 shop. And that will be a lot of fun. So we'll just keep walking the property around the perimeter. All those trees there, there's a lot of land back there that we could slowly clear out over time to expand the backyard a bit. That's certainly an intention. Coming around here to the back of the house pad, kind of the back of the house area. So back here is going to be where the pool area will be, and then a yard behind it. And that yard eventually would butt up to the creek. You can see my yellow caution tape there. That's about where the creek is. I can take you back here, kind of let you get an idea. So there's the creek, and it just winds down and through and then goes back straight kind of through there. So when this is all said and done, this will be a nice feature. So here is the view from Looking at the back of the house, if you're behind the pool area, you can see the pile of kind of logs and whatnot that they had left, and pile of mulch there where they scraped all that off of the house. Now here's one other thing that you should be prepared for if you're buying raw land, especially if you live out here in Oklahoma like me, is not that you'd ever be able to see this until you cleared out the trees, but we found this little guy. Now I've got a task to call next week and to see what getting it taken care of, but our best guess is this is some piece of oil field casing, drilling casing, old oil well. Don't really know. But what I do know is that it's hard to see the bottom. So that is definitely not something you want in your backyard. So I'm sure I'll do a video updating you on exactly what it is and what I had to do to deal with it. But so that's one of those things where buying land, I never even crossed my mind, because I figured, oh, it's all wooded. You know, I'd see any oil stuff that might be active or left around, but apparently not. So there's another view of the creek on the backyard. And this creek just wraps all around that tree line. So I'll just take you around the perimeter here, around the clearing. I haven't measured it yet, but my guess is the clearing that I've got here, total area, is probably around 2 acres-ish. There's more of the creek. Just winds through there. So now we're on the, what would this be? East side of the house. This side will be where the master bedroom is. And bath, and all of that. So have a look at kind of some of the construction debris left over from land clearing. Big old mulch pile from the forestry mulcher, and then a big old pile of logs, which I still haven't figured out what I'm going to do with yet. I'm sure I'll use some for firewood, see if I can have other people haul it off for firewood, sell it for firewood. I'd love to be able to avoid burning it if I can, just I don't want to deal with that. So we shall see. But now we're kind of in the more of the front yard area of the house. There's the other front stake of the house pad, just to give you an idea. And then if we continued on further up here, it's pretty much the creek. So I'll give you another shot of the creek here. While we've been up here, the kids have played a lot, and they have been actually busy little beavers trying to dam up this creek already, laying all this wood out. So to build a bridge. So it's good that they're already making memories. So I think that about wraps it up. There's a quick little property walk for what we got so far. I'll post another video once we got the house pads in. Next up for me is talking to the electric company next week to see about getting power out here and how that might look. And hopefully very soon we'll have a shop building up and we can set up a little base of operations to do everything else. So just to give you an idea, there's that wood pile, and it's every bit as tall as I am. I'm not that tall, but it's, you know, it's 6 foot tall. Lots of wood. But all right, that's all I've got for you today. Thanks for watching, YouTube, and we'll talk to you next time.